Rawr! In today's video, I'm going to share with you my first attempt at making a triple colour gradient. I used orange as my base colour layer and then sponged some pink and purple over the top to give kind of the impression of a fiery sunset. I started off with a clear coat for the base to protect my nails and to increase the length of wear. For my first colour coat, I've used Rimmel London's number 403 Orgasm. It's a great bold colour and a highly pigmented polish, so it gives great coverage with just one coat. Once that's dry, I popped some liquid latex onto the skin around my cuticles to help with cleanup. I've only tried sponging a couple of times before, so I'm still pretty new at it. I find that it's a really messy way to stick nail polish on, but it can give you some really cool effects. Because it's so messy, I'm going to need all the help with cleanup that I can get. So to get started with sponging, I grabbed my cosmetic sponge. This is just a cheap makeup sponge that I picked up from my local $2 shop. The idea with sponging is to load up the sponge with a bit of each of the colours, having them overlap just a little bit so that they blend as you apply the polish to your nail. I found it was really important to just keep loading up the sponge with more polish after every 2 or 3 dabs. If you let it dry out too much, little bits of the sponge will end up stuck to your nail, and that gets really bumpy. You're better off going over the gradient a few times, adding polish until you get a smooth transition. As I said, I'm pretty new at this, so my first attempt didn't go as smoothly as I had hoped. To start with, I didn't put on enough purple, and then I put on too much pink and totally covered up the orange. If you get too much polish on the sponge and it just isn't blending, blot off the excess on a tissue. Just keep at it till you're happy with the result. This was my first try doing a triple gradient, and to be honest, the other hand went a lot better, but I didn't get any good video of that. Once the polish is just dry to the touch, come back and clean up the messy bits with a brush or a cotton bud dipped in acetone. Then wash your hands and apply a top coat. I used Revlon's quick dry top coat. You do have to be pretty careful applying quick dry top coats as they have lots of solvent in them, so they'll tend to smudge the nail art underneath. Making sure the brush is really well loaded and applying a thick coat really gently usually does the trick. It is better to use a normal top coat for this, but honestly I'm just too impatient to wait around for it to harden up, and I always end up bumping it before it's fully dry. Once the top coat is dry, I'm done! And now I have yet another super bright manicure. So much pretty!